Hello. My name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. It's December here as we begin recording the first game for me of December 2024. I had quite a large gulf of no games for a while. I'm very excited to get back on the horse or the speeder bike, as it were. We are in the winter phase of our 3 month series of swoop gangs, which is a hack of one percenter. That is the outlaw biker game that you can find on Drive Through RPG from Creepy Doll Studios. Highly recommend it. Love the game. And we have been having fun playing with it. So we're set on, as you can see behind me, if you're not listening to the podcast audio version, Niamos, which is a cool beach, cool as in temperature, beach setting that was first seen and only seen in one episode of Andor, the Disney Plus series. I think of it as like New England coastal, but technically it was filmed in a beach in Wales, I believe. So that said, well, the temperature, my biggest inspiration for how I'm portraying Niamos in this timeline, which is after, so it's not the same time as Andor, it's like 30 years later. It's post Return of the Jedi. So the New Republic is ostensibly in control or giving a watchful eye to Niamos. And the way that I'm playing this, my big inspiration is Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which means that it's very touristy, that there are a couple very hard lines between the rich tourists and the folks who just live here, man, and all get pulled into the service industry by hook or crook. And we are playing as the PCs are all members of a swoop bike gang that is in control of a significant section of a part of Niamos City. The bike gang is called the Reckless Gundarks. The Gundarks have ratcheted down some pretty solid control. The Akin clan, a street gang of mostly drug dealing young Rhodians, have kind of become a vassal to them, more or less. Their biggest competition, they drove away. There was some rich gangers, and we don't have to worry about the Three Hooks gang. They're south in the docks, so obviously not interested in. Well, you guys, I mean, who cares about pizza shops when you've got the docks? So that is our general setup. You might notice, or again, podcast, you might notice the lack of the voice of Greg, who plays formerly Sin, now Slice. Greg is not joining us for this session, but we do have the rest of the crew. One of them phoning in, zooming in from PAX U. So that's pretty awesome. Let's go around the horn and remind ourselves, because it's been a few weeks since we've played. I'm going to start from the far right hand corner, or far right hand side of our character keeper, heading towards the left. So, Cody, if you could introduce yourself and remind us about your character.
Yeah, what's up, yo? Hello. I'm Cody. I use the he, him pronouns. I'm playing Blaster, also he, him. He's a absolute cruddy, scuzzy scumbag member of the gang, specializing in arson and robbery, assault, and recently upgraded to mechanics as well. I had to spend some XP. He's ride or die, baby. He's here to live his life free, and anybody who's trying to put their boot on his neck, he's gonna have a blaster for him. What more do you need to know?
I need to know one more thing about Blaster.
And I'm
Uh,
happy to tell you.
Excellent. So, Blaster's a local, right? Born and bred Niamos.
Yes. Yeah.
We've never talked about Blaster's family. Uh,
Yes, we do. We talk about Blaster's family every day.
oh,
It's
right,
this
right, right. I
gang,
mean his
baby.
blood family. So,
It's this gang, baby.
mm-hmm,
He
Hmm.
doesn't have any ties to anybody else out there. No one's been watching his back, so he's not watching theirs. This gang is all there is for everyone in it. And if they try to get out, Gopher, they better watch themselves.
Okay, that's a great answer. Thank you so very much. Next up is Steven. If you could introduce yourself, tell us about your character.
Sure. My name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him. I'm playing Gopher, whose pronouns are she, her. And Gopher is the road captain of the gang and knows her way around the back streets because she's the food delivery person and often illicit substances. Think of her as like the Uber Eats, but with a bonus, yeah, of Niamos.
Cool. So has Gopher shared with anyone over the last? We're skipping some time. I think we're going to skip a few weeks if everybody's cool with that. Uh, has Gopher shared with anyone that she has had recurring dreams of a particular Gilded Fang member? Ye, like
Um,
the dreams are. She only realized she was having dreams about Yi when she looked into a mirror in her dream and saw Yi, that she was Yi. So have you shared with any of those with anybody?
I haven't shared with anyone, but I think that someone knows they caught me, basically coming out, waking up, and I was probably saying her name or shouting her name or something like that. Um, who do you think that was? Who wants to volunteer for that one?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it would lend credence to Blaster's continuing belief that you're trying to lead the gang. So
Oh,
I'm
perfect.
happy for it to be Blaster. Yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah. So
Amazing.
I was in my room and you heard it through the door.
And
And
were you calling Yi's name out or
yeah, I think I woke up and yelled her name and Blaster, I think slammed the door open looking for her.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely would have like slammed the door and been like, where? And looked around and then saw what was going on. Get that real suspicious look in my eye.
nice. Nice. Excellent. Next up, hailing from PAX Unplugged, our special guest, Mark. If you could introduce yourself, tell us about your character.
Yeah, I'm Mark, go by he, them, and I'm playing Uncle, our Clatoonian enforcer. Um, Uncle was the cousin, I think it was, of the our president who is off-world doing social service for their misdeeds, and yeah, doing a lot of beating people up and enforcing. Um, kind there's a question about who is going to be running the gang now. And I think Uncle has an idea, and it's not him.
Excellent. Excellent. I have an idea for our kicker that involves that very subject. So I'm glad that you preloaded. You set me up there. Thank you very much, Mark. And Desh, please tell us about yourself and your character.
Yeah, I'm Anders, he, him. I'm playing Granny, she, her. She is the chaplain, and at least some people are pushing for her to become the president. We'll see. I don't think we settled that before the break. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what else to say.
Oh,
You have a
well,
question?
yeah, Granny came from the docks and never joined the Three Hooks gang.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't she join? I mean, she's in a gang, and that was gang of locals. Why didn't she
Yeah,
join the gang?
thing. Um, hmm. I think she had like an older brother, maybe, who did join them. And she saw that they were just using him. I think things ended badly for him. Probably he's probably in prison for a very long time. And she saw that they were just using him. It was not like a true true family like we have in our gang, where nobody would ever do anything mean to anyone. Um, you know, no, I think she felt that they were just bad news all around.
Cool. Well, I'm sure that that's altogether true. Excellent. So, first, let's start off with Night Blossom Motel mechanics. So, you guys, I'm going to say that you have over the intervening, because I'm saying you're skipping a few weeks and you don't get to do anything about it. I'll grant you a profit, um, but I'm also going to be adding two to your expenses. So you currently have three in expenses. You've generated one profit, and I would like for Gopher to make our be our guest roll. So at the beginning of time is passing. So I'm checking expense box. That's how you got to three. I checked an intervening one. So you're going to roll one die plus your current hospitality, which is still a mere one. And as a reminder, this is Rich wanting to playtest some of this to see, because there's a part of me that feels like this has been a bolt on that we haven't really cared about. I want to see if it actually matters or if this game runs better without this extra bit of mechanics. So your hospitality is one, so you get to roll two dice against a simple difficulty, meaning you only need one success, one, four, five, or six. So go for it, Gopher.
Okay. I've pulled the two dice down towards the center on my screen. They are green pips, and I'm going to re-roll them. I clicked the button. Let me click it again. There we go. I got a 3 and a 5. Oh, you're on mute, Rich.
Thank you. By the way, they now have the mute in the classic bottom left hand on the app version and one in the top center, which I really appreciate. That is a good AI. Please tell the Zoom masters that they have made a good choice in adding that feature. So, with one success, then that's the first time you guys have succeeded that in a while. Good job. So, if your roll succeeds, add one profit and choose one. So you get a second
So
profit.
am I correct in saying that there was a wish last session that we wanted another gang to come after us?
That
Uh,
is definitely a thing that folks have put out as wishes. Two
yeah,
different
so
folks.
let's do the last selection, which is your rivals are causing some trouble with that you need to deal with now.
Excellent. Cool.
Yeah.
So here is the trouble, or the rivals causing trouble. Um, we're trying to figure out how this information comes sliding in. Yeah. So Slissic. Um, yeah, I've got. We'll just deal with that right now. I had a another opening scene, but that can be an opening scene for Uncle. This will be Granny. Granny. Slissic and Weasel. By the way, I had a little time this morning, and I took the cartoon Weasel and used some AI generator to make human Weasel. And I adore human Weasel. He amuses me greatly. He looks very weaselly to me. I don't know. I think the AI generator, art generator, did a great job. So Weasel and Slissic come to talk to you. They've got a matter of a great deal of importance to share with you, Granny. Where do they find you? And this will be our opening scene.
So this was in the morning.
Can be. It could be the evening. We haven't set
Oh, okay, okay.
our time
Sorry,
yet.
I just
That's okay. I didn't do a good job of
no, no, no,
like
that's
this is
fine.
the opening scene. It could be indoors. And then what other PC is with you that is an uncle? Because I've got a different thing for uncle.
I think I'd like to have Blaster there because we haven't had a lot of scenes together. Um, I think I think we're outside in the courtyard, um, clearing out some just like doing a general sweeping up and that sort of thing, trying to keep the place looking reasonably fresh. We had that carnival a while back, and I think things have been busy. Yeah,
Nice. So you're doing day to day. You're doing some
yeah.
hotel maintenance. That's great. So Slissick and Weasel both come riding in their swoops, and they see you. It's great. Slissick dismounts, slaps Weasel on the shoulder. The two of them march right up to you. Slissick's, of course, the first one to speak. Weasel just hangs back a little bit in his shadow. Granny, problems.
What
Need to
kind?
talk. And he wants to guide you out of the like people are walking by and there are hotel
Yeah.
customers. So he'll glance over towards the clubhouse.
Mhm. I think I'll like nod to Blaster, get someone else to finish this, and come with me. We need to talk about this.
You
Nice.
got it, boss. Blaster takes like a bottle and just smashes it on the ground. And then he calls for prospects. Where you at? You should be doing this work anyways. Sen, where's Sen? I mean, oh, Slice. No, they're not a prospect anymore.
Yeah. We have not defined a prospect, but we should. Cool. You guys head into the so we have the soundscape change from the outside and then now you're inside the clubhouse. There's a light bit of music playing. Um, and I'm gonna say that Dirtbag is in there. And Dirtbag has a vibro knife because obviously we can't have knives. Someone shared that in the Slack that that's not a thing that exists in Star Wars. So there are no knives except when there are knives that vibrate. So there. I thought Vol was dead. Wasn't Vol the one that got murderized by
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
Thank you.
no problem. So Dirtbag has a vibro knife, and when you guys come in, she seems to be touching up her part of the table a little bit. You come in, and she like turns off the vibro knife and like slides it into her little sleeve there, and scampers away. Um, she's giving herself a sobriquet, but Slissick ignores that. Three Hooks are making a move to partner up with the Akin clan. Squeezes from both sides. We're carked.
Who told you this?
He glances back to Weasel. It's like, I saw it. Pureg was meeting with was meeting with Kina at that Knights of the Old Republic place.
Are they there now?
Yeah, I came as quick as I could. They're probably still meeting. Yeah, I mean, most of the Knights of the Old Republic things go for like 90 minutes. They like to cycle over. They just got into the red versus the green Jedi. So, yeah.
Then why'd you waste our time coming in here? We need to go.
So this looks like their customers outside. And the cops.
You all gotta stop worrying about the cops so much.
Slothick, of course, is a Trandoshan, so he gives no facial expression, but there's like a little like thing. Right? He's like he's mad at you. Like he's gonna throw down, but he's not gonna throw down because the gang's under threat. Dirtbag says, "We gotta go roll on them. Let's go attack them both. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go."
We're not going there to fight. We're going there to sit down with them and see. I mean, we need to find out why the Akin are think they can make deals without us. I'm sure they'll be happy to explain.
But if we need to fight, we should, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. May come to that, but um, they want to start something. We'll finish it.
Dirtbag's going
I'll
in,
get the
like
crew.
opening up the the little like armory where you guys lock away, trying to grab
Mhm.
some big oversized gun to look very intimidating.
Yeah, Weasel, you round up everyone else. Um, Dirtbags, Lizard, Blaster, you're coming with.
Dirtbag's excited. We cut to Uncle. You are in your yeah throwing vibra knives. There we go. That's the only way we can let that happen. You're in your room. Your comm unit has blinked a couple times. There's a call waiting.
Hmm. Yeah, pick that one up.
Cool.
Casual. Like,
Hollow pops up, and it is short in stature, uh, Clatuinian, a female. It's Max.
oh shit.
Um, she looks thinner, um, but you can see the way she holds her shoulders. She's not broken. I don't think she'd call you uncle, right?
No, no, I'm a Gradu. Or Gare.
Gradu.
Yeah. I think she called me Gare.
Gare. I like that. Gare. Cypher sore eyes.
Mags, you out?
No.
Hmm.
No. I pulled a few favors. This won't last long, but I knew you'd pick up.
What do you need?
How's our gang?
Doing all right.
Okay. What do you got them doing?
We're making money. Atkins Clan is ours now. Took care of some douchebags from off world. Everything's gravy.
Good. Good. I knew you'd step up. Did Granny give you any poodoo when you took over?
I'm I haven't taken over.
What? Who's running the gang?
I'm
Don't
the
tell me
gang
Granny.
of itself here. It's me and Granny have the loudest voice, but everyone's got a job to do, right?
This is some kind of Karkin collective. It's a Karkin gang. Got a pack of dogs.
Tell me what you want
Somebody
then.
got to be alpha.
As far as I'm concerned, you're still running the show, even if you're in.
No, no, can't be me. Hell, it's been months. Been months since I talked to you. I can't run anything. So step up.
All right.
All right. I can't rest. Not. I need the Gundarks to be safe. I need you guys to be running things, in charge.
We are that.
Good. Good. Well, I gotta go soon. Anything else?
No, just let us know if there's anything you need that we can do for you.
Yeah, you know me. I got it. On lock. You do the same.
We'll do.
And there's no I love yous or anything like that. Then blink winks out. And I think that's when Wu knocks on the door. Hey, Unc.
Yeah.
Yeah, Granny's calling it up. We got to go somewhere. Right now.
Go where?
I don't know. We're going.
um, yeah, Uncle's gonna go meet up with whoever's getting geared up and figure out what's going on.
So group scene, like folks are coming out and loading up on your swoop bikes. Granny, do you say anything to folks as they're gathering up? And of course, there's like this rinky dink. Oh, Rotobo, you have your delivery driver guy, or not delivery driver, but the valet, the Doug valet. Rotobo like pulls up in his little cart, and a few new residents come out, and you guys are all mounting up on, and it is just a group of Let me look on names of species helper. Like a group of Mirialan tourists, who are looking over at a bunch of gangers all jumping on their swoop bikes as they check into this motel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Uncle, like when I come out the door, I'll yell like, "What's going on?"
and I think I'm on my swoop, and I kind of have turned around, and I'm addressing everyone, but like specifically for Uncle. Uh, it was Kina, right? Who was meeting up with the three
Yes,
hooks. Yeah.
yes. Because if you remember,
Uh,
Kina did the first meeting with you guys at night, so that seems to be the place where he holds court, as it were.
yeah, yeah. Kina seems to be making a deal with the three hooks. We need to make sure the act can understand that they're working for us. They're not making deals of their own.
Who says that?
Um, sorry,
Who told you that?
Weasel.
Yeah,
Weasel.
yeah, they're meeting up. It's going to stab us in the back. The
Weasel, come
Mirialan
here.
people are like heading over to the front desk now, and Rotobo's like running interference with his feet hands, like, "Oh, everything's great. Head on over here."
Yeah, I
So yeah,
call Weasel
Weasel
over.
will come over to you. Yeah, what is it, Unc?
Tell me what you know.
So I saw the two of them meeting up. They were talking business. I didn't want to get too close. You know me. I'm okay at sneaking, but I'm not super great at sneaking.
What
And
exactly did you hear? Exactly.
they were setting prices. I think Keen is selling them some of their stuff.
Is that it?
That's all I heard. I came running. I figured you guys would want to do something.
You want us just to wreck everything because you heard something you don't know about?
I know that they're stabbing us in the back. Three hooks. They don't deal here.
I just clock him while in the middle of a sentence.
Bam. Nice. Sweet. He did not see it coming. You don't have to roll. You hit him in the face. And a blaster and gopher, you guys as well as Granny see Unc just clock Weasel. He staggers a couple steps and
Yeah,
stares at you.
I'm walking over now. What, like, pushing everyone aside? What's going on, Uncle? What's up?
Apparently, Weasel's in charge of the gang now.
Weasel gave us information. I made the call.
I'm making the calls.
Uh, Unk, did you hear what Weasel said? This
Yeah,
ain't the first time somebody from the Akin clan's trying to stab us in the back. I don't know why you're taking up with them right now.
remember what happened last time?
Yeah, we dealt with it, so we got to deal with it again.
Yeah, and we will, but we're not going to roll off half cocked. They're sneaky, right? Fucking Rhodians, Karkin Rhodians. Maybe they're trying to get us somewhere that we don't want to be. We fight them the way we want to fight them, not the way they want to fight.
So what's your plan?
Let's go talk. And then if someone's talking, and I'll look at Weasel and we don't like what they're saying, then we take care of it.
That's what we were doing. I don't know why. You want to be the president? You want to take charge?
Not about what I want. It's about what Mags wants. And that's what she says.
To talk to Mags?
Yeah.
Well, if she wants you in charge, take charge. What are we doing?
Let's go talk.
I'm tired of all this Karkin talk.
Do you have a problem?
Hey, Blaster. If Uncle's in charge, you do what he says.
That's the way of the road, of course. I'm not arguing that. Just getting real tired of all these let's go talk, and if we don't talk, sometimes we just need to kick some teeth in. But hey, I ain't the president. I don't make these calls.
You know what? I'll make you a deal. If we don't kick in some mac and teeth, we'll find someone else.
All right, we always do. All right, let's go.
All right. That is an awesome opening. So go for when Uncle kind of says he's in charge. Um, Wu looks over at you, unsure about how to take this because that's definitely not been Uncle's approach up to this very moment. What's your reaction?
I think whenever Wu looks over, I kind of shrug, and I'm still trying to figure out what's going on because it seems like Mags is still calling the shots, and I kind of set it aside because right now we have other things to deal with. I think I actually tell Wu that, or I say that a little bit louder. With like, right now, our priority is to hit before we get taken out.
Yeah.
So let's go find out what's going on with the people encroaching on our territory.
Yeah, you're right. It's just kind of weird. Okay. And she'll mount up and, per usual, try to ride at the front of the pack, but go for being the actual road captain. You get to call the shots. And is this a thing where you guys just like rows of two heading down the streets as Rich jumps to the map and you're heading from, I guess you go down 6th, right? That's the easiest way to head to Knights of the Old Republic, and then take a turn on 12th Ave, heading towards the beautiful uh, tourist trap that is the Knights of the Old Republic dinner theater, dinner and tournament. Sorry. So, Uncle, it seems like Granny's not fighting you on this. Are you letting, because this is the part where Rich isn't entirely sure, right? Are you on a run? Is Gopher in charge, or is Uncle in charge because you've kind of stepped in to be the acting president?
Yeah, I think since it's a ride, Gopher's in charge of the ride, but I'm riding right next to her.
Cool. So when you guys get in there, are you leaving any folks outside to watch? Is it a big, we're going to show up in force plan? To add details to this, you see several large speeder trucks that, Granny, you recognize them as shipping trucks down in south. This is what the Three Hooks travel in. God only knows what they have in those trucks. But you see there are three of them. They're idling, and they're all near each other.
Mhm. Is
So
there any,
there are drivers in the.
Yep,
Uh, they have drivers.
that is correct.
and just to refresh, we don't like the three hooks at all.
The last time you dealt with the Three Hooks, they rolled into your territory and Granny lied to them and said, "Nah, we got no problems with you."
Maybe a couple of us go inside and the rest of us fuck up the trucks. Just straight up.
Um, I'll see if I can't disable the trucks. I'm not gonna. I'll volunteer to stay out, and I'm going to basically disable the trucks so that they won't go anyplace. But I'm going to do it sneaky like.
Blaster, can you set up some arson that can go off when it needs to go off?
Yeah, I can do something like that.
So
I
we're
think
not
that's what we
talking
need.
because
Oh,
this will be a fight,
we're gonna go in and talk, but
and then we fight. Okay.
yeah, the fight will have started by the time it starts.
Cool.
I think Granny is just assuming that she'll go in with
Yeah,
Uncle. So,
yeah, and I think Uncle is assuming the same.
Okay, so Gopher and Blaster are outside. Granny and Uncle going inside with most of the rest of the gang, or are you leaving? Like, are
No,
you guys showing up in force?
I
Right?
think maybe it's just me and Granny going inside, and everyone else is out there with trucks.
let's
Cool.
have one more person go with us just to have someone who can
Someone
die.
to get shot. Yeah.
Uh,
Who's
but
your red shirt?
Yeah.
I think we want most of the people outside because if there are people in the trucks, that sort of thing, we'll need to. Things could go south quickly.
Yeah. Let's get NPC. Oh, let's bring Weasel in. Let's bring Weasel in with us.
Yeah, perfect.
Excellent. Weasel's like, oh, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. And I think he's got like, a little bit of blood at his lip from where you decked him, maybe a
Mhm.
little bit of bruising around his cheek, and yeah, 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 that sounds, yeah, okay, of course, of course. And he's not at all enthused about going into, and Dirtbag waits till all three of you are gone before she says, they knew better than to bring me, because I would have laid out those Akin clan.
Yeah, dirtbag. Yeah, yeah. That's what you
Yeah,
think. You think that's why
yeah,
they didn't take you in there?
yeah, exactly why. Yeah. And then she clicks a button and you hear the scatter gun make a noise like, "Woo," but it doesn't actually power up. She just added a thing that goes because it's
You're
intimidating.
dirtbag. You're all noise. You're all bluster, no bolt. You know what I mean?
Oh man, when I kill more Rhodians than you, then we'll count and then I'll have a higher number and you'll be like, wow, Dirtbag's so much tougher than I am. I am the blaster pantsed by a dirtbag. That's what's gonna
Since
happen.
dirtbag is a Chandra fan, I'm just going to like walk past them and give them that hip check, but it fully like bulls are over.
Yes, yes. She gets bowled over, and she scampers to grab the scatter gun, which of course is sawed off on both sides so she can carry it. And she's like, "Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky."
I'm lucky. I'm lucky.
Cool. So we cut to Uncle and Granny. I want to set up Gopher and the whatever shenanigans you've got in a sec, but uh, you guys enter. You hear this like, stately orchestral music that's piped in. Of course, it's got that it's beautiful, but it's also the synth version, you know. So it's pipe organ ish music, and you hear the crowd, oh, and you whoa, 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 and then a little bit of peep pops from the microphone that the red Jedi is wearing as he declares some kind of Sith related thing that he's bringing down on the green Jedi. And then there's cheers, and several people spill their fizzy drinks because they're so excited. And the two of you heading up the stairs, and then you come into the same section where, sure enough, Kina is there. Kina is attended by not Sierra, and also, so we're gonna like answer that question. Sierra's dead, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We had that in the wishes, a little bit of conversation. I don't remember how it ended up, so I just wanted to double check that I wasn't. So there's no Sierra, there's no Mado. It's just Kina and Dots. Dot's the female Rhodian that you guys have dealt with before. And yeah, two of them who are speaking with Pureg, Kolgisk, and a couple of Koran, a male and a female. I'm actually clicking, or if you click on my little icon, you'll pop to the female Koran because look at that picture. That's like the coolest looking Koran I've ever seen. Like, how did you make a Koran look kind of sexy? That's what you do. Just, neck down. But anyway, uh, to Quarren with the leader Pureg, and Pureg is drinking from one of the mugs, the branded mugs, for the Knights of the Old Republic. Uh, and the two, he and Keen, are seated side by side, and they're ostensibly watching things. But one of the Quarren The female. She clocks you guys coming in. Granny, and now we need to name this Quarren because we're about to ask questions. So let me look. Oh, goodness, I do not have a Quarren name generator. I am bad at my job. Let us give her a name. I like the Donjon name generator, even though it's a little limited. And it does have Quarrens there. We are going to name her. Well, it came up on two different polls. So Sarn. Does Sarn sound too much like any other NPC's name, or is it unique enough? Okay, Sarn.
I think it's good.
Sarn. Sarn's a member of the Three Hooks gang in good standing. Granny, have the two of you had a run-in, or have you had a run-in with one of Sarn's family?
Ooh.
Because she looks kind of young.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I think her older brother was the one who got my older brother into trouble. And that's why he's been put away.
Oh, really? Rat her out, or just do you think they rat him out?
I think just sent him on a really dangerous job, and they told him this was a milk run. It wasn't. It was just to be a distraction for the Shoreseas, and they didn't care. I mean, he's not a Quarren, so
True, true. And I'm sorry, which family member was it that did that?
her older brother to my older brother,
Cool.
and I
Sweet.
need to
So
name my brother.
you do. So Sarn clocks you, recognizes you immediately, leans in and says something in Puregg's ear. And he doesn't he doesn't overly react. He doesn't jump. He's like cool. It's like, okay, they're here. Great. So he might mention something to Kina. He actually puts his goblet down and he'll stand up. And it looks like he's gonna. And I'm imagining that the seating is in. I imagine it's a little bit cordoned off because, again, I'd said Kina likes to hold court here. So maybe he has not exactly a VIP box, but a thing where they've sectioned it off a bit. And Kina's gonna walk to you guys. It's not long, it's not far, but as you're coming up the stairs and you're coming down the way and walking in front of other crowds who are the throng of folks in the uh Cody, what color section are they in?
That's a great question. I think they're in the cerulean section.
Oh my God, they actually name it the cerulean section to sound fancy. That's good stuff. There, you
Yes.
guys walk through the cerulean section,
Really.
and yeah, Kina's meets you guys, Uncle, Granny.
And I just come up next to him and put my arm around his shoulders. It's like, Kina, get real close.
Yeah,
Weasel here says you're trying to stab us in the back. Why would he think that?
his multifaceted eyes kind of train over to Weasel. Weasel's like, no, not even. I'm just doing my normal thing. The Three Hooks came to me. They want me to move some product, which you'll get a cut. This
And you didn't
isn't.
think to talk to us first?
I was going to talk to you after. If I look like I got to get your permission, it doesn't look good, right?
Doesn't look good for who?
Me and what's left of my gang.
I'm not really worried about that.
You should be.
Hmm.
You should be. Maybe you need to care a little more.
Care a little more about how you look.
Yeah. We're making you credits. Three Hooks come in here and they got an opportunity for us. Us.
Do they know it's an opportunity for us, or do they think it's an opportunity for you?
They know it's an opportunity for me. And then I give you your cut.
Let's
They
make
don't
sure
like you
here.
because of her. And he points to Granny. I don't
I
think you
think
should get
I'm
mixed
just
in
gonna
this.
stare down with this with the female
Yeah,
form.
and she's got her hand obviously on a blaster, but she hasn't drawn it out. It's definitely like, oh, she knows this is a thing, right?
Mhm.
Maybe she tried to apologize long ago. You didn't take it, and so it's not good. By the way, the name of her brother, Squark, great. Great name. Good job.
Is Pure Egg still sitting down?
Yeah, he hasn't gotten up.
Um, I yell his name and motion for him to come over to us.
Brushes off his little quarantale things, stands up. He's big. I'm imagining he's like, just so we all know if it's not been obvious already, he's kind of the Tony Soprano of Quarren, right? So he does the thing where he's like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna like come over and talk to you guys because that's what you want, kind of deal. Hey,
Hey,
Unc,
you know the Rhodians work for us, right? So if you're making a deal with them, you're making a deal with us.
I'm gonna pay what I'm gonna pay.
That's not a problem for you or any of you.
What if it was a problem?
Then I'd like to know.
It might be a problem. Here's the thing. You bust this deal, then we won't be inclined to work with you anymore. We've let you guys have your piece of the beach. You seem to be doing pretty well.
We are
I
doing
can,
pretty.
the Atkins, they got a lot of spice to move. It's time we get in on that action. So either the Atkins do some dealing for us, I guess we're going to have a problem.
All right, the Atkins are going to do some dealing for you, but the price is going to go up.
Now we'll cut to Gopher. Yeah, exactly. He let you guys have your piece. So, Gopher, we've got, let's just say it's three. Like three, I'm imagining speeder mid-size U-Haul trucks, right? Um, Sized things that are just idling. Let's come up with the fake like warehouse slash shipping that the three hooks work under. Or do they just call it the three hooks? I don't know. Are they that brazen where the Three Hooks gang just has Three Hooks shipping and then that way it's all mixed up? Like, no, we're not talking about the gang. We're talking about a shipping business. Here, take my data pad card. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. Trust a Quarren. There we go. So, it's got three hooks in Arbesh and the big cool symbol that I spent far too much time with the photoshopping there with the big skull. That doesn't look like a good idea to have for a shipping company of like three hooks going through a skull, but they make it work in the South Docks. I don't know. So, Gopher, you've been told by the new president that you need to do something. What do you wish to do?
So my plan is I'm going to take advantage of Uncle and Granny going into the arena. That's where their attention will be, and I want to sneak up to the trucks, and I'm basically going to wire them, you know, put a hook, the equivalent of putting a hook or something like that inside them that's tied to the ground. So if they take off, it's going to rip their guts out, right? It's going to rip out the guts of the truck, right?
Yeah.
So incapacitate the vehicles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's my take. I think Blaster has a different order.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
know what your intent is, Gopher, is just to rig them to have some troubles that they take off. Blaster, what do you want to accomplish here?
Yeah, so I was given the order to get ready to start some fires. Um, is there anything else that the Three Hooks would have brought to this meeting other than their trucks? Like, do they have any swoop bikes that kind of run parallel with them? Are they solely in trucks?
That's a great question. This is a swoop bike game. So let's say they've got a couple swoop bikes, but they're they're like hogs, They've
Yeah.
one of them has a sidecar, the other one's just one of this rumbling ape hanger business that maybe they scout ahead.
Cool. So then I'm standing next to their scout vehicle, and I'm going to just be standing there, having a death stick with a torch lighter, and I'm going to have it just kind of waiting for them to come out and give me the thumbs up, and then I'll just drop this lighter. I've opened up a fuel line and a brake line, so there's a little bit of fumes coming out of the top of the engine, and I'm just ready to drop my death stick into the fire.
Okay.
So
Cool.
if I get the go ahead, I will attempt to blow up a bike.
That sounds good. Well, uh let's name the Quarren that you're chatting. So you're amiably chatting. You're just like, "Hey, how's it going?" You're sharing a death stick with this Quarren.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think I
Awesome.
realized that there would be a guy there, but of course there would be. Yeah, I'd just be kind of walking up, just smoking. Yeah,
Awesome. Then his name is Curlin Vals.
curling valves. Yeah, sometimes when I go too fast, I curl my valves.
It's true. It's so true. All right. He's a swoop biker. There we go. Yeah, and Curlin, I think he chats you up. He's like he'll recognize your cut, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Oh, hey." He just moves his tentacles aside so that his little mandibles can get around the death stick. And then
Mm-hmm.
are you guys sharing the same death stick, or are you both
No,
smoking near each other? Okay,
no.
good. It's a little
I
more
think
intimate than yeah,
yeah,
that's good.
I think I came up and was just like, "Hey, you got a light," and pulled out my own death sticks and just kind of stood there and just pretty pretty out of territory for you guys.
Yeah, yeah, we're you know, here for the show. On the
Yeah,
South Docks, they don't have much. We don't.
you don't really got much down there. Yeah, nothing quite like this. These shows they put on. It's like, oh, it's a Jedi. Oh,
It's
laser
funny.
sword.
It's
Yeah,
funny,
it's
right?
good laughs. Yeah, good laughs. Could you imagine the things they say these guys did? Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. Cool. Yeah, that's the bit. All right, let's go for two a roll because you're gonna be sneaking around. Here's the deal. Um, there are like five or six members of the gang in and around here. This little bit of sneaking is going to be carking hard. You're going to need four successes. Sorry, you're going to need four successes, and tension is involved in the roll because if they see you messing with their rides, they're going to shoot you a lot, loudly, over and over. They're
Okay,
not going to have a conversation.
right. So I think that as Uncle and Granny head in, I see Blaster kind of peel off towards where the bikes are. So I'm going to go to that side last. I'm going to basically get down. I think my bike kind of parked out. I think it's in an area where a lot of the concessions are because that's what I do, right? That's where I know where to park. And I just real quietly slip over and then I get behind one of the trucks where they can't see me from the mirrors. I drop down and just roll underneath. And let's see how I do. So I get one for trying. I think this is cool. I think this is tools, and I think this is um mechanics, probably.
Okay.
That all sound
Sure.
good?
Yeah, it sounds good
Okay.
to me.
And that gets me 7. And I'll throw in a couple of carks to get me to 9,
Here,
just to help out.
Steven, just throw in one of yours. I'll throw in one of mine for
Yeah,
distracting,
you're
the
distracting.
scouts and stuff like that.
Absolutely. That totally makes
Okay,
sense to me.
perfect.
Gopher's dice are over here, so you're doing wait, so what's the total again?
9.
Why do we have a Gopher's dice and a Stevens dice?
So I put my name in there wrong. Yeah. So let me move one of these dice over because I think that's a total of 10 dice that I have there. So I'll take this dice and I'll move it over here. That leaves me with 9 dice in this area. 8, 9. I'm going to click on reroll selected. So it's all the stuff on the left-hand side.
Yep, all these.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh
1, 2,
my.
3.
1, 2, 3 ones. 1, 2, 3.
That,
This
that's a
looks like
fail.
a failure. This looks
Yes.
like a failure.
And it took me out.
Oh wow, that's
Ooh.
awesome. Yeah, I think what happens is you were if I remember, like you're crawling around a little bit, right?
Yep.
You crawl around a little bit, Blaster, you're chatting with the uh Quarren, the swoop biker, Curlin Voss, Carlin is Vowels, and too late, um, Gopher, you start hooking some into they don't have axles, right? Because they don't have wheels, but you're hooking something in, and then you hear a little bit of movement, and when you roll, there's a Quarren. They kick you in the side, kick you away, and then we hear the as he stuns you, and we will cut to Blaster. When you hear that, what's your reaction to that? Is the other Quarren's like,
Oh, yeah, that's tough. I think, damn. I guess before the other Quarren can investigate, I'm gonna headbutt him.
awesome. So fight's about to break out. That is the perfect
Yeah.
time for us to take our mid-game break. So let us do that. So we cut back to the Knights of the Old Republic dinner and tournament. And Uncle has just said the price is going to be higher to the leader of the Three Hooks gang, Pure Egg. His eyes narrow. His little tentacles move for a moment and he's quiet. Nah, no, that doesn't work. Not
So
gonna pay two. Maybe I just work straight with you and cut these assholes out.
yeah, sorry, Kina. I guess you're not getting your cut. You see, the way
Keenan.
it works is they don't give us a cut. We give them their cut when they get paid. And so if they don't want to cut, I guess it's straight to us.
Works for me. Keenan's like, we're the ones with the spice. So we're the ones selling it.
Who's we?
The Akin clan. And
And who do you work for?
that's when the little like comm unit on Pure Egg's chest blurps and it's yeah, what is it? And one of the Gundarks messing with our trucks. And you hear pwing pwing a blaster, sound of a blaster, and Pure Egg looks at you. What do you do?
It's dangerous on the shore.
Yeah, fight's about to happen. Sweet, let's cut outside. Gopher has been stunned, although this is like you're at zero carks stunned, Steven, so you could do dramatic crawling, maybe do a flashback to go down deep. So do not feel like you are not active in the scene if that is a thing you want. But Blaster, you you heard that. You heard the blasts, the stun shot, and you decide to clock your erstwhile buddy Curlin Vowels. So let's see you do that because I mean, you do it. You clock him, but do you take him out? Like he spits out the death stick, the little bit of blood, and now he's gonna. You guys are brawling.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't want me to roll the headbutt? You just want
I
me to
think you
roll a
headbutt
fight?
him, right? Like I
Okay,
think that's dramatic and cool. I don't want you to flub a headbutt. I don't want the dice to tell us you can't headbutt a dude. A Quarren
cool.
got headbutted. It is now it's into the fight.
All right. So then I need to add another die because yeah, I'm gonna brawl with him, trying to knock his ass out. Uh, that's gonna be hands for 3 and badass for 3. Love to see it. So 6 dice.
6 dice. Let us see what we see here.
It's gonna be
I should set a difficulty. That's part of
yep.
my job as a game master is to do the game master part of the game. This guy isn't like a ninja or anything, but I think he's not the only person you're gonna end up fighting. So I'm gonna say this is hard and tension's involved.
Okay. Okay. So hard is what's the difficulty for that again?
3. You need three
3
successes.
success. Okay. So I'm gonna throw a Kark in there as well. Because I have 2 to spare. Ooh, only lets me
Are these
it's
cerulean dice? I think.
yeah, I'm a Cerulean Knight of the Old Republic, obviously.
Excellent.
I believe it's actually turquoise is the color listed, but Okay.
You're
All right.
right. I mean, cerulean is pretty much blue. I just wanted to make a cerulean callback. That's all.
It was a good callback. I'm sorry for even suggesting otherwise.
Well, the people on the
Uh
podcast would have thought I was clever, but now they think I'm just an idiot who can't tell colors, and I don't even know what koi means. I'm the worst at things. Okay, so
Okay, I think Koi wasn't on the recording, so nobody understands.
I know
All right,
that's what I wanted.
here we
I'm like
go.
Dennis Miller
Rolling
up in this house making bizarre, obtuse references to things.
So I'm going to point
and
something out. Rich, is tension involved?
Oh yeah, for sure. Sorry if I didn't make that clear. I
oh,
thought it
you
was,
did,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So
So
that
I can
means
only
that.
roll 1-1. Yeah,
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna be taken out of the scene pretty much immediately, unless I don't roll a single one because I'm
It's
actually really
possible.
good
It
at
can
this.
happen.
All right, here we go. I'm doing it. I'm rolling them. I've selected them all very slowly, and reroll selected. Oh,
Hey, no
it didn't work.
ones,
No ones. Only
but
2
also
successes.
no success. So I think what
Oh
happens,
yeah, no.
yeah, is I think you get wrapped up in it, right?
Yeah,
You headbutt him. He spits out. He comes back. He hits you in the breadbasket. You guys wrestle around for a little bit, and it goes from this
yeah.
Titanic fight to more like a hugging match, kind of, like
Whoa,
Buster Douglas against Mike Tyson kind of
it's
thing.
called grappling, and it is an
Wrestling.
important part of any fight.
Yeah, it's very Greco-Roman.
Yeah.
Lots of wrestling. It's like shoving into his bike and moving around stuff, and you hear a couple more blaster shots, and you realize, oh, the fight has begun. Who knows? Maybe Dirtbag saving Gopher. Who knows? But let
I,
us also
I
see
think
what's
that's
happening with Gopher. Yeah, the grappling rules, and then there could be drowning and falling. All of the things. We're
all
just
right.
gonna go.
Cool. So I get a hook in, and then I get the other hand wrapped up behind him. I have him in the scarf hole.
Nice. And all of a sudden we hear tick, 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 tick. That's my Baldur's Gate dropping into turn-based sound
Oh,
effect
sure.
reference there.
Oh, listeners are loving this, Rich.
So
They're
much.
screaming in their chairs right
So
now.
much. I'm so glad that we play for these listeners and instead of just for our own stupid enjoyment. Anyway, so Gopher Blaster is wrapped up in some stuff. I don't think it looks heroic, but it also looks like the two, like neither of you can get a leg up on the other Blaster. You are not a chump. But this guy's also not a chump, and so you're both not chumping each other. Gopher, you've just been stunned, and then a Quarren jumps down and they pull out an actual ass hook. You think that they're going to like stick this hook into you and drag you somewhere, um, but you've been stunned and you're out of carks. What do you do?
So I think I'm lying there, and the camera comes back to my perspective, and I have this ringing in my ears. We hear this woo kind of noise, and I see that hook kind of come down but it misses me, and I think Dirtbag's like dragging me away. Um, as I come to, and I kind of, roll over, and it's I've got it's not road rash because I didn't like hit the ground and scratch, but I kind of got some blood on me and some scrapes and stuff as I kind of come up to all fours, and I'm like, Chitters, hit him. And I think that, Chitters has that big gun that she
Hmm.
pulled out, right? And I'm gonna get up, and I think, what's the best thing? What do we think that so we have one that's coming after me with the hook. I think I'm just gonna try and shoot him, which is probably the best thing for me. So let's try that. So I think I'm on all fours, and I try and pull out a gun and shoot him while Chitters, goes after another one. So let's
Yeah.
see.
Chitters is like muttering under her breath, "Blah, blah. You need to lose some weight." Blah, blah.
Um, so I think this is badass. And what is shooting under?
Oh, you're using a tool, so most folks use tool, but
Okay.
I'm open to other interpretations if you like. I can see hands as well.
Yeah.
I have seen that, but often it's tools.
So I think it'll be tools then. And let's see. I have assault. Oh no, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up on them basically. I think I have like a one of the tools I was using to go under the truck then is sort of like a hefty. It's not a pipe, but it's like a instrument that I was
Hmm.
using like a wrench kind of thing to kind of get up in there. I'm gonna go after him with that.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice, sweet. Yeah. So let's
Let's
see the roll. I again, tension involved in the roll. These people
yeah.
want to harm you. Um, while you were stunned, now so it went from stun to punch to scattergun to oh now we're going to kill them, so the three hooks gang are all like flipping it from stun to blast and saying we got to do this quick, Shorzy's on the way.
Okay.
So difficulty then would be hard, three successes needed,
Okay.
and tension is involved in the roll.
Yeah, and tension would be me getting hit or blacking out or something. Or
Mm-hmm,
dying.
mm-hmm,
Or
mm-hmm.
dying. So I have 7 dice, so let me roll those. I got 2 1s and 4 successes.
Ooh, I believe that is what we call a Pyrrhic victory. No, I'm joking, Pyrrhic victory, where you accomplish a thing that you want to do, but then pass out during it. Does that feel right to you for Gopher?
Well, I think I get hit. I think I run in
Ooh, nice.
um and provide a little bit of cover for Dirtbag for Chitters. And I think I scream Gondarks and I whack one of them upside the head, one of the three hooks upside the head, taking them out. But then the others shoot me.
Yeah, that's wicked. Awesome. Good darks. Boom, and then plop plop. Blaster, you're this corn. You guys, you're a little bloody. You're beaten. He's beaten. He's looking weak, and I think that's when Slisset comes in and clocks the guy with the butt of his blaster rifle that he has in his ride that he has to like snap together a couple times. That's why you were fighting and doing nothing. And there's a whole full on like I'm imagining sunset coming down because that's the big thing for Niamos, right? Is the big beautiful sunset, and we have all these silhouettes of you guys, a blaster fire going back and forth from the tops of the trucks and from the. I think the rest of the crew is now starting to do the thing where they're like wagon training around and firing on the three trucks. It's just a full out battle, and you're in the middle of it. You're in the eye of the hurricane, Blaster. What do you do?
Well, here's the thing. It's popped off in a big way,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and I need to. I think I know that that Gopher was caught, right? I knew that Gopher was up to no good. I heard the stun shot. So I'm going to try and disentangle myself from this kind of brawl and get to cover uh, because shots are ringing out. So I just need to like get to a safe place to then reestablish my approach, I guess.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
I want to get out and get to safety first and foremost.
Yeah, that makes sense because like Tum and Woo and not Chitters because Chitters right there,
Mm-hmm.
Itchy, all those guys are riding around the three trucks and just firing on every member of Three Hooks that they see
Yeah.
because Dirtbag kind of escalated this. And so yeah, if you want to run away, that sounds great.
Well, hold
Um,
on. Let's not say run away, Rich. Let's
I'm
not use
sorry
those
if you want
words.
to find if you want to find a
I'm tactically escaping the kill box.
cool. So you're not throwing your hands up and screaming if they shoot and they shoot and like and I'm going to get you sucker. I understand. That
Right.
is
Yeah.
not the image I had in my head. I just said that randomly. You're
Yeah.
advancing towards the rear
Towards
is
the rear. Yeah.
exactly what's happening. Yes, it's a rear-based action.
Perfect.
Where you
I
look
don't
a
have
little ashamed, maybe. I
I
don't
don't
know.
have a rear based stat. Is that a feat? Is that there's no rear.
I'm going to say this is normal because if you're running away, they don't necessarily shoot dudes in the back. They're more worried about the nugs that are rolling around and firing directly at them. So it's normal, but
Sure.
tension's involved. Who knows? Maybe Woo will shoot you.
Okay, great. So I think it's gonna be feet plus let's see here. I guess it's be a badass because everything's broken out. It's getting crazy.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um and I'll if I have to, I'll like brawl my way out and oh here's there I can see I'm heading towards a bunch of blast fire. I will hide behind a Three Hooks member, wait for them to get blasted down, and then dive out if I need to. Of
Sounds
course, it's
dope. I
probably
love
gonna
it. These are all images in my head now.
be fine. All right, 5 dice. Oh boy. No carks to spend lest I take myself out. Here we go.
I love that you're just so daring.
All right, 2 4s. Is that a success? Are 4s successes or no?
Yeah, four, fives, and
Okay,
sixes are all
four,
successes.
fives, and sixes.
However, is that a success? The answer is no. It was it was normal. So it was. The answer is yes. With the two, but then do I see a one? Is that a
So
one?
this one was under other dice that I didn't click, so I don't know
Okay, I
actually
trust
which
you.
dice it selected because
Okay,
that was my bad on that.
you didn't have any ones before, so
I didn't
no.
have any ones, so this should have been one that. No, you're right. You're right. I didn't have any ones in the pile before, so that was one of the ones that got re-rolled.
Last roll was a 10. Let's see if we can figure out how which of these dice. No, I'm joking. I don't want to do that. That's algebra or something, guys. It's not going to happen. You succeed. You run off, but I think maybe you get clipped. It's not enough to take you out, right? Tensions
Mhm.
involved is -1 Kark. Were you out? You weren't out of
No,
Karks, right? You had
I'm yeah. So now I'm at 0.
so now you're a zero, right? Like this is the like am I gonna nut up moment as you have gotten to some safety. Gopher, you have dirt chitters slash dirt bag with a scatter gun sawed off covering you. The both of you guys are in rough shape. Let's cut inside. Uncle, you know the things are about to go down because well, because our fine leader of the Three Hooks, Pure Egg, pulls out an actual. I'm imagining it's one of those like straight out of the. Yeah, I've seen Skeleton Crew, so I'm thinking all pirates all the time. I'm sorry, but it's one of those hooks, right? Where the hook and you've got the metal crossbar. Like he whips one of the damn things out, and he's gonna try to claw you in the meat part with it, it's probably a thing you don't want to happen. Meanwhile, just Sarn reading the tension in her boss, she's already pulled out her blaster and she's going to shoot you, Granny. She tried apologizing for what happened to your older brother. She wasn't even involved. No one consulted her. You hate her, and so if you hate her, she's going to hate you back with blasting. So let's go with Granny first because
So
doesn't
we are in a crowd at the event.
yes.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
you are.
Great,
There are
good.
people who are now realizing what's about to happen, and I
Mhm.
think there's a scream that lets out because dude with hook is about to, Candyman you or something.
Is there I've never been to medieval times. Do they ever do a thing? Do they have a crowd cam ever?
A crowd cam.
Like do
Yes,
they
they do.
They don't have cameras in the medieval times.
Yeah, but yeah. Um cool, interesting. So
Jimmy
I'm
Garofalo's hiding behind a tray.
exactly.
Um,
I still have my arm around Keynote, so I think I'm going to shove him in front of me and push him into the hook.
oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
All right.
Um, I love this so much. Tension is involved in the role, and I think this has gotta be carking hard. Like this is a guy who's good at killing people with hooks
Mhm.
for some reason.
Yeah. Cool. So definitely badass. I think it before. Um hands because I'm pushing him in front of me. It's seven. Sounds like assault or disturbing the peace or
For
both.
sure. It is definitely assault. Absolutely. And you're fighting and causing excessively loud noise. I think both. You can
All
stack
right.
those.
Cool. That's up to nine then.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Nine
throw
dice against four successes.
I'm gonna throw one card in there. Just to,
That 10 dice, this sounds like it's guaranteed.
yeah.
This is going to happen. I love it.
I'll throw two cards in. 11 dice.
So many dice.
Okay. One, two, three,
I
four,
love
five,
how
six.
organized Uncle's dice are, and Granny's are just this chaos of ones.
I'm gonna grab some of these blue ones over here again. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11. Great. Now they all move at once when you click them. Okay. One, two, three, four, five,
There we go. We can see them.
8, 9, 10, 11. Let's roll selected. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7 successes with 2 ones.
Ooh, 7 successes. That's insane. That is so much successes with very little Karks lost. You spent two and you lost two. So I place this into your capable hands, Uncle. What does this strike look like when Pureg tries to get you and you pull Kina into the way?
Yeah. Um, yeah, so I pull Keen into the way. The hook goes into him, into the meat part. I maybe a little bit higher, like because he's smaller than me, way smaller. So he gets it in the neck, I guess, or the neck area.
Ooh, ooh.
Um, and since he's got him, then I take Kina and pull him back, which pulls his arm forward, and I just elbow him in the face.
Cool. So Pureg, you elbowed Pureg in the yeah,
Yeah,
but you pull and like that's that's bad news for Kina.
yeah,
Kina's wow. Okay, that is nasty. And I think you clock Pureg and it he lets go of the hook when he falls back. Granny. I know normally we would do like missiles before melee. So I apologize because I know that that's the order of operations for combat. But I went with the dramatic hook attack. Grady, you're getting shot at. If you move out of the way, just so you know, there's a family behind you. They're going to get shot. Not that you know that, but you kind of
so,
know
so
that.
far, we are not the aggressors here. We're just
Not
defending.
at all. They
Yeah,
are bad guys, and you guys are fine.
someone should call the cops.
Yeah. The problem is that I have zero cards, so whatever happens here, I'm very likely to get taken
Future
out.
note, before you roll into potential battle, you guys should like support each other, reestablish your
Yeah,
bonds.
yeah.
I don't know, get ready. It's like
Well,
packing 3 pair of clothes for an eight
here's
day trip.
that's wild. Who would do that? Here's a
No,
question: when we did fast forward a few weeks, should we have had a downtime? Like, should we have clocked it into that?
That probably would have been a really good idea. Yep.
I like to go into it with 0 cards. Who cares? Let's get crazy.
So
Who
I'm going to
cares?
say I don't think it would have made any difference for Gopher or Blaster because I started out with like 4 or 5 cards, and I think Blaster was in the same rate. It was Granny who started out with 0
Yeah, yeah.
because she's just a bat.
Don't forget, you can always flash back to a thing to try to get yourself some carks back.
Mm.
So just
Ooh,
just so you know, that is an option.
you want to do that, Granny?
Well, I wouldn't mind having some chance of staying in this.
We've already seen somebody roll 66 with no ones. You always have a chance. But yeah, with 0 carks, you're in some trouble. I think
Some
it might not be
reasonable chance.
bad. It's
Do you
fair.
want to do a
Fair.
scene with
Yeah.
Uncle and Granny at some point, kind of like
Hmm.
talking through like because we never like publicly talked through leadership stuff, but I imagine
Yeah,
it came up when we were like by ourselves.
yeah, yeah. Cool.
Hot.
Or I could do with someone else who's also at 0 cards, just
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
to
Yeah, that's probably a
um,
better
Okay,
idea.
we like go back into a flashback scene now.
yeah, yeah.
Um, this is Granny, and you're wearing different clothes. That's how we know this isn't
Mhm,
you about to
mhm.
get shot by the younger sister of an older brother who screwed your older brother, and now you guys hate each other forever cause family.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Flashback, different clothes. Maybe you got a head kerchief on. I'm not sure. Oh, you already have that. You have it off, and we can see your hair for it. It looks nice. It's not bad. Why do you cover it up? Who is in this scene with you, and where is it?
I think Blaster. Um, I think we're like working on our swoop bikes. Uh, and my swoop bike, because I think I have a one in hog. Like mine is old and crappy, and I just don't want to get a new one because this is my swoop bike. And I think um, I can imagine Blaster like being just don't do that, do this, like trying to tell me how to fix my bike.
Yeah, I can. I imagine Granny, since you only have the one in hog. Your bike, it's like people who have the trikes, the wide back end motorcycle, where it's like, well, it's a little. There's you're not going to fall over on it. So yours has that kind of not safety. We say it so you can carry all the gang stuff on it. You have a transport capacity, and this is great because I actually just added mechanics to my sheet today. So yeah, I think Blaster has brought that box of parts out that were in his room, and he's like, "Brandon, come on, you gotta if you're gonna ride, you gotta have a little bit more oomph in the muffler. Let's take this here off, and this thing will really kick out that noise. It'll let people know, oh, Granny's coming, and that's what you need."
Why would I want them to know I'm coming? I'm like this is for I need to move silent. This is and I kind of I think I like slam my hand on it and something just falls off.
Yeah, that's not supposed to happen like that. It shouldn't fall off so easy. And Granny, you don't need to be running silent. That's Gopher's job. Gopher's job's to run silent. Granny, you're going to be president. You know, people should know here comes Granny in the Gundarks. They should hear that rev and they get the hell out of the way. You don't need to be silent if they just get out of the way for you.
Yeah, maybe. Um, so you think this one, and I'm picking up just one of the parts that's definitely not the right thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, hell yeah, we could put that on there, and this probably, the two of those together. This one actually it'll go over here, and I put it like on the shelf. But this will really soup it up real nice.
Well, it hasn't been going as fast as I'd like for the last couple of years. So yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah, and you know what? One other thing I think will really, really, really look nice. I can bolt a blaster down here, just right on the bottom. Anybody who's crawling around in a fight like you can find this and then blast the hell out of whoever's aiming down on you. I just like to keep these things in mind. Like, oh, what if I get knocked on the floor? I can pull a vibro knife out of my boot. All right, what if I'm found in the refresher? Okay, I keep a gun in my pants. You gotta be prepared for any contingency to rumble.
Yeah, way ahead of you. And I think the reason that I have this like bigger, I like kind of the visual of kind of like a trike, like it's pretty broad in the back. Like I have a little
Hmm.
cargo compartment. So I open that up and I kind of, I think I like kick, give it a kick, and there's a secret compartment that opens, and a blaster falls out of it.
Granny, I don't even know why I suggested it. You've been at this longer than me, only because you're more experienced, not because of your age. And it's incredible. It's incredible. I loved it.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
I got both years and parsecs on you.
It's beautiful.
Lovely. You guys have bonded. You hold on to that moment here when things are their most dire, and five carks split between the two of you. Work it out.
Granny, you can take four, and I'll take one.
Oh, if you say so.
I mean, listen, you're in the mix. I'm on the outside.
I just want to like edit in that scene
Mhm.
happened exactly as it transpired, but there was some rock music playing in the background that could show up later. Um, so
Oh, okay.
Ooh, musical callback.
yeah, it's a musical callback. It's a song that Blaster you've heard before, and we'll deal with that soon. It's called Space Truckin'. So,
Good.
uh,
Excellent.
okay, so we jump forward. Uh, Space Truckin' by Deep Purple, is the yeah. But anyway, like in real world, not Star Wars, is Space Truckin' by Deep Purple. So,
Right, but in Star Wars, it's space trucking by Gizmodal and the nodal needs, and it's all in Huttese, obviously.
well, actually, it's Space Truckin' by the Stellar Ruckus, but
Oh,
that's
of
fine.
course.
Yeah. Sweet. So we jump forward, Granny. You're now being shot at,
Hmm.
um, by a lovely, thoughtful, poetic Quarren by the name of Sarn, who wants to do you harm.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Uh, I think I'm just throwing myself off to the side, grabbing like a serving tray, and just flinging it at her face.
Oh, this is
Um,
awesome.
Probably more to distract her than to harm her, but it's pretty heavy, so who knows?
Sweet. Guess what? Tension is involved in this role. I would
So
like to see you pull off this hard maneuver.
yeah, I think I'm being badass.
I think so too.
And does that count as tools?
Certainly
So
can. Makes sense to me.
cool.
I mean, you could call it hog. I would let you, even though it makes no sense whatsoever.
I prefer tools. It
Okay,
feels more fair since my actual swoop is outside. It's not here with me, so
it's true.
you know. Uh, and I think assault would count here. That puts me at 7. And you said hard, right?
I
Or
did.
I
which
think that's
is
right.
3.
Correct.
I'll just roll it. 7
I
dice.
think
That's
I
fine.
think that's 8 altogether.
8? Oh yeah, there's one
Yeah,
basic die. I forgot about that.
One for trying.
yeah.
One for trying. So now I have 8 dice here, and I will if reroll selected.
Oh
No.
man, a lot of those ones did not
Woo!
move. That feels weird to me.
Yeah, but the other dice did move, so
And you selected them? Like I
yeah,
can't tell
yeah,
if you.
they were
Okay.
definitely all
Wow.
offline.
What is the chance of three ones being re-rolled and being three ones? Somebody go to any dice and figure that out because it's not. Do Mark? What did you say?
1 in 216, I think it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing. You guys are good at math. I should have
Uh,
had you order my replacement video card.
Well, I'm glad I got the 4 cards because that means I still have one left to get the 3 successes needed. So
Nice.
that's the good part.
That is that is awesome. So you like whipped up a tray, is that what I remember?
Yeah, I like leaned off to the side, grabbed a serving tray from like the next table over, and just frisbee that.
Oh, cool. And then her blaster shot like goes off and it hits some of the lights up in the rafters kind of thing. And she
Or
doesn't hit you.
maybe I take a shot because like 3 cards. I don't know.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so she fires once, you flick the thing, and the second shot goes up into the rafters.
Yeah.
Now people are screaming. You Yeah, that's not great. You were hit though, so
Mhm.
the people behind you are fine. Like shoving everybody down to the ground. People are starting to scream, and it turns out that the knights of the dinner table, or sorry, knights of the dinner table. What the hell? Oh my gosh. Let me start that over again because that is not what I meant to say. The Knights of the Old Republic dinner and tournament do have security, because that's a thing you should probably have. But the security is not by quality. So those guys are gonna have to deal with you all. They're used to dealing with drunk tourists and gangers firing blasters. They do not have blasters. But that is a thing where they are now. There's a couple guys in the livery of the Knights of the Old Republic security staff. They're literally red tabards that they're wearing, and they move up and they're like, "Whoa,
We
whoa,
are innocent
whoa, whoa!
patrons
Not paid
simply
enough."
defending ourselves.
I am not paid enough for this. Sweet. So Uncle Keena is in rough shape. You've clocked Pure Egg. He has one other dude. That guy is charging you. Like his boss just got manhandled and he was going to put you down hard. What do you do?
Clothesline him as he charges.
Amazing. This is a big muscular Quarren. Like maybe he was involved with some stuff before. I think this is hard and tension is involved in the role.
Cool. One badass. My arm is connected to my hands, so that's gonna be hands, I guess.
Yep. Yep.
7, and that's assault. And if we want to throw in disturbing the peace, I will accept it.
Oh yeah, you're definitely disturbing the piece.
Okay. That's 8.
Cool.
And
Just so you know, if you fail, he is going to slam into you and throw you into the tournament area, like down in the dirt with the various Jedi.
I roll fewer dice. Cool. I think that's 8 right now, and I'll throw in 1 just for good luck. So that is 9. We'll get rid of that one and that one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So excited for this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes and 1 dice. Yeah, that's a lot of successes.
Those hand dice were very effective.
Yeah.
Yet again, I hand you the narration. How does this failed charge go?
Yeah, he charges at me. I like just move to one side and give him like a hooked clothesline there, and like not only just like let him run into me, but like hook him down and get him on the floor. And I think that is it okay if a security guard tries to like whack me while like and like I just like turn around and shake my head at.
Barney Fife is rethinking all of his life choices when you do the roll around on him,
Yeah,
and
and that Quarren is out. He's
nice, nice.
tag
And
time.
just so like I am and stating the context correctly, you guys have not used any deadly force at
No,
all.
we are simply defending
You
ourselves.
have defending yourselves
Yeah,
intelligently and very effectively. So much better than the dudes outside. So, no
we should get a
offense.
job.
You guys should be working security at the Knights of the Old Republic, honestly. Like,
Money.
okay, cool. Uh, I think at this point, with what's going on, I want to roll a die of fate to see if Sarn is the kind of girl who's going to cut and run on her boss after the fact that her boss and the only other guy are in bad shape. So I'm pulled a 5 down here, and 1, 2, 3, she cuts and runs. And 4, 5, 6, she realizes long term, think long term. Running out on your boss, not a good choice. Okay, all right. So she decides to stick it out, which means she's going to shoot Granny again. I think, right? Like you flung. She's going to go for her blaster and try to shoot you again. What do you do?
I think I threw the tray, and I think I'm just following that up by like a flying tackle, just
Oh, sweet,
straight
sweet.
at her.
Just so you know, if you're successful, you will knock her into the ring if you are, and you will follow. Like the both of you will
Yeah,
go
that's
off
perfect.
and fall down. Um, as Rich goes to look at, you're going to fall down about 6 meters into the dirt where the tournament is taking place. At
Well,
this point, the
hey, then we
Deadeye
get
are all
to
like, "Wait, is this a new thing?"
yeah.
They're not
So we
sure.
get to break out the falling rules as well as the grappling
We
rules. This is
do.
great.
We do. It's so good. And it turns out that they had a moat, and so now you may drown. It's all of them. Cool. So, difficulty. Rich will set a difficulty. I want this to happen, so it's a normal difficulty.
Cool. So I start with one die. I'm being badass, so that's 4. This is not tools. Hands or feet, probably. It's 2 dice either way.
Okay.
Um, so that
Feels
is,
like hands make more sense to me personally,
yeah,
but
yeah, hands. It's 2 dice either way.
okay.
Um, 1, 4, 6, and probably still assault.
Yeah, it's definitely assault.
So 7 dice. I have marked all of them. Let's see.
Oh, okay, that is not possible. Those three ones stayed as ones. I don't think I
I
disbelieve.
think it may be something about how they're ordered. I think it could be something with that, but I did get 4 ones. That's
That's 1 in 46,000.
I
Wow.
mean,
Nah, I'm sorry. I love the idea of you failing, but I don't love it when I don't feel like it really happened. So I'm deleting all of those dice, or maybe I'm
cool.
not. Wow, I don't think those dice are real. I think they're all
Oh,
fake dice.
yeah.
What?
They- I tried to delete them and they wouldn't delete. Okay, now they're deleted.
Oh,
All right.
I have, yeah, okay.
What?
Mhm.
What?
No, no, I'll save it for my wishes
Okay,
for the end of the
cool.
game.
Okay. You don't think I'm doing anything squirrely here, do you?
No, not at all. It's
Okay.
specifically about roll for your party. I've never, my what I was gonna say is like I've never liked using it because it always feels like I'm like, did it roll? Did it not roll? What are
yeah,
I
these?
yeah.
It's
yes, I wish Roll With Me was fixed and maybe we
but
look
what are
for a
you gonna
different
do?
dice
Yeah,
roller solution. I'm
yeah.
open to a different option because I
So
agree.
I should
You're rolling
one.
7, right?
Yeah. So let's see if this works. No. Well, okay. So now I have 7 dice, and one of them has numbers, and the others have pips.
I see it.
So let's see. Reroll.
All
Did
right. Dice
anything?
happened. 1, 2 successes, and I said it was normal.
I don't
You
think that
roll.
I'm going to make all new dice because
Okay.
this is just it's weird.
It is weird.
Uh, delete. No. Yeah. No.
I can't even refresh. What is going on? Oh, it just refreshes that fast. Wow, that's pretty simple. It just,
I mark all of them and then delete, and two of them are still there. Now they're
yeah,
all gone.
same thing happened to me.
Oh, weird.
Okay. 7d6. And okay, so now I'm going to just submit them, and that's the roll. So that's 2 1s and 4 5 6. So I succeed, but I lose my last card. And one.
Oh man, that's amazing. Whew, this die roller has been a bummer. I'm so sorry for that. So you tackle into her, you succeed. I think the thing is, both of you slam into the ground. It knocks the wind out of her. She drops her blaster. She's out of the fight. But then you're also it's Rocky and Apollo, right? You're both on the mat, and the ref's counting, but there's no ref. That's like that though. Uncle, you see Granny pitch over the side and fall into the combat area
Mhm.
of the Jedi. And Pureg is still like he's not knocked out. You just kind of knocked him back.
He dropped his
Um,
hook, right?
yep, he dropped his hook. It's actually still in Kina.
um, I think the last part of this fight is I'm just going to take the hook out of Kina um, and toss it over to where Pure Egg is on the ground and just say like, work with us, not them, and clean up your mess. And I'll hop over the railing after Granny.
Nice. And I think we cut right there. Like that's a super awesome scene, and doing anything more uh would be less cool. So yeah, I think that's it. The next scene that we see is we hear the sound, and as a set of iron bars are opened up, and Blaster and Gopher and a few other members of the gang are all shoved into lockup by the Shoresies. And that is where we'll bring our session to a close. Cool. We have some end of session questions. Did you clash with someone who threatened your people, your club, and the locals who matter to you? It was all
Yeah.
about that. Did you add to the legend of your gang? I think so too. Do you have a conflict with a rival or the law? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's 3 XP for all of the surviving swoop bikers. I love that I put surviving. Like you're gonna mark XP for your dead character. I don't know. Sweet. Now I'll go down the row, starting with Granny. Did you live up to your rep or fulfill your role or rank in the gang?
Live up to my rep, I think. I'm not sure. I didn't do a lot of chaplaining, but
I think rep. Cool. Sounds good. And then did you help out another, do you support another member of the gang when they needed you?
yeah, I mean, I had Uncle's back here in the fight. I think that should count.
I
And
think so.
backed him up when we were going, when he like, yeah, I'm in charge. And
For sure. 100%. I really expected more conflict, and you backed him up hardcore. That was cool. Uncle, did you live up to your rep or fulfill your role or rank in the gang?
Sure did.
Is your role now president?
I'm. It might be, yeah,
I think you just kind of said you're president.
yeah. President.
Okay. Did you support another member of the gang when they needed you?
Yeah, I feel like Granny and I were there side by side.
I agree. I agree. It's 2 more XP. Gopher, did you live up to your rep or fulfill your role or rank in the gang?
I don't know that I did. I just, got us here and then messed up the, the trucks. So I'm not sure that I was that helpful. Yeah.
Hmm.
Fair enough. And then did you support another member of the gang when they needed you?
No, I think it was the other way around. I think Blaster helped me, but I don't think I helped Blaster.
I mean, I think you
Or
supported the gang by
Chitters.
doing the job that you were given.
Yeah.
Um, okay.
Well, you either fulfilled your role by going to do this super dangerous thing, or you supported the gang by doing it. I think fulfilled your role. Like the president told you to do a thing, you went to do the thing. I'm
Okay.
I'm good with the one XP then. Uh, can you talk, Cody? I heard
Yeah,
there's some chaos
the
going on.
yes. I think my wife came home, so the dogs went insane.
Okay,
I'm
I,
here though.
I
No
heard
call.
animal chaos, so I was trying to give you a moment there. Did you fulfill your role or rank in the gang?
I don't think so. I think I like Gopher. I think I actually failed to fulfill my role. In many ways.
Um, I would actually disagree because your role, you just want to fight, right? And you pushed that really hard, and it's at the drop of a hat, you started a fight.
All right, don't twist my arm. I'll take it.
Yeah.
That is your rep.
That's true.
Did you support another member of the gang when they needed you?
I yes, I specifically think with Granny, I helped Granny get her bike up and running.
That was cool. Yeah, and you gave her four carts, so she had a chance there.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, well then let's do some stars and wishes. We start with wishes so we can end with stars. Who and it looks like Cody's in there to anonymous elephant for some reason is what you look like to me. Uh
Interesting.
I know. How odd. Who has wishes?
I'll start with a couple of wishes. Well, one wish, which is that so I was looking about how to get carts, and one of the things that we normally default to is the bonding scene between two people. We don't see charity work or Duracrete just as much. And I think it's because the bonding scenes are interesting. The charity work and the Duracrete justice, you know, it's usually with an NPC, and it just doesn't seem as interesting as, working with another PC. So that's the wish that I have is I'd like to work on trying to get things more interesting doing charity work or Duracrete justice.
That's a good point. I actually have a I don't have it in the Google Doc with the rules, but I have a table for Duracrete Justice. If you guys knew what Duracrete Justice you would go into, would that be more interesting, or do you think there are other ways we could spruce it up?
From my perspective, it's involving other people. So I think that's the take that I think or other players is I
That's
want
that's fair.
to yeah, I want to let's, team up and say Blaster, let's go kick that guy who didn't pay his rent this month or something like that. That's what I need to
Hmm.
work on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's also that the charity work and especially the Juricrete Justice involves like the plot a lot more than just having a bonding scene. You can do that wherever, and it doesn't really involve anything other than the characters who are in it. But when you're doing Juricrete Justice and to some extent charity work, you're also interacting with the world outside. It can have effects on other things,
Hmm.
and it becomes a bigger, more involved sort of thing. So I
You're
feel
right.
like that's either something that we should try to weave into the story, or it should be something maybe that happens like after we've had some downtime. Then we can do like, yeah, have you been doing what charity work or what Georgia Justice have you been like working towards? And we start with that, and then
Ooh, I think making space for charity work makes it more interesting than that. I get what you're saying. That's really
yeah,
good.
Especially so one of the things we can do to weave it into the plot a little bit more is make it make the charity work dealing with some of the um workers in the Nightshade Motel, right?
Mm, mm.
Um, helping them get out of the bad situation they're in, or taking people who are living on the street and giving them a place to stay, something like that. Uh,
yeah, and I think especially aiming for the charity work will give us more of a sense that we actually are working for the community in some sense, even if we are like a criminal gang. Like we're not only doing that, we're also like stepping up a bit to protect our own.
I like that. Thank you. Stephen, thank you for bringing that up as a wish. I will continue to ponder on it. I think that has some definite implications for improving things. Is that all, Stephen?
Yes,
Given
that's
okay.
all I had.
Who else has wishes?
Uncle is very, very good at beating people up. And now that I'm the president, I want to see him be less good at presidenting, like not relying on his hands all the time.
Sounds good. And then Adesh or Cody?
I got a few wishes I can pop off. Um, is my mic on? I'm looking at the. Okay, yeah, good. Cool. So, in the future, past this game. So this is not even a wish that we can do in this game, but I just want to. I feel like it must be said. I think we need to Star Wars-ify the street names. Hearing 12th Ave is just too earthy. Let's go with 12 block or use Arabesh letters like Arek, Besh,
That's a
Kresh,
really
stuff like
that's a
that.
really good suggestion. That's a great idea. Yes. Yes.
Numbers are mostly fine, but yeah, the Avenue. When I heard 12th Avenue, I was like, "What is this world we're in?" No, it's not bad. It's just a thought for future games. And then yeah, I mentioned it during the game. Wish we had a better dice roller, but what are you going to do? And then this is a personal wish. I remembered exactly how to play the damn game. I totally forgot how to make the dice pools like a dingus. I didn't include the one for just trying. I didn't include the extra, and that was just me. Like I was like, yeah, the two stats. So that's on me. So honestly, no wishes. I think this is, I will end my thought there because the rest turns into stars.
Hmm. I
About
apologize. I just was to Cody. I apologize. I normally at the top of the first roll, and it's been 2 weeks. I normally walk someone through a roll. I didn't do that. I left you hanging, and so I will do better. Sorry, unless you were going to say.
no, just the Avenue Street thing. That's also very American, specifically, not just Earth. So,
For me at least,
I'm
it was
pretty
easy
sure
to it was easy to find stuff. Whenever you said 12th Avenue and 6th Street, I'm like, oh, it's that coordinate. So I wouldn't want to lose that, but I agree with making things a little bit Star Wars namey. That makes sense.
I'm not sure what Star Wars, other than Road, because of Rick's Road from Andor. I'm not sure what else they call them, but
you can find. I did a quick Google to see if that was even a reasonable thing to ask. There's a list of like Coruscant streets, and it's like way of the da 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 or the promenade of da da da. It's like they're a little bit more fancier and stuff because it is Coruscant. But I think there's probably a good collection of things out there to make work. Or we can just to really Star Warsify it, we can take a foreign language's word for streets and avenues and use that, such as Anders, what's Swedish for avenue and street? How are your roads named?
Well, street would be gata, and well, avenue would probably be avenue. So that's not really helpful.
So we're down on fourth gata. It's just take a word and say it different. It's Star Wars.
Oh, and it's just spelled Gata according to the Google. Okay, I could just replace all the avs with gata, and that'll at least get us started on this. But I do there's a part of me that felt like it was just cheap to do number names, and it could be fun to have them with more evocative names, but also it's there as a grid for navigation, and it's more about the places. So I had a whole discussion in my head about it, but this is good. Cody, I may hit you up in the intervening week for us to talk about road names, and maybe things will change. Definitely a avenue to Gata is happening. I'm doing that right now and just a finder place. Did you have any other wishes?
Not for me, I think, just to see the fallout of all of this. And to maybe for you, Rich, mainly to think about how do we handle now half the gang being in jail and everyone else being on the outside. Is that something we want to do, like make it a thing, or is it something that we want to just breeze past. But I'm sure you gotta have.
There's this Blades of the Dark game that has a whole stuff. I was just going to steal that, but still, it's a good point. What's preferences for those two who are in jail? Go for Blaster, Cody, Steven. Would you rather do half of a session or so in jail?
I wouldn't particularly mind. I think I'm for whatever makes the game run the smoothest. I know you mentioned before we even started that you had an idea you wanted to use, and I don't even know if this session used that idea at
I
all. And
uh,
so,
I did not. I did not
yeah,
realize that this big fight would take the whole session. I only seeded it in during a flashback.
Uh,
okay.
hmm.
So I'm also totally okay with, hey, it's downtime. We're in jail for a couple of weeks or a couple of days, and we can skip ahead to like get to where things are moving. I That was a thought. It's not. I don't know if it's a wish or a star or anything like that, but that was a thought when we were talking about those bonding scenes or the scenes for to recover Karks when it comes to Dirt Creek Justice or Charity. I feel like the risk of it is it becomes a full on scene, and then we go into it and start making rolls and playing, and then we don't have Karks again because we're playing out scenes rather than just having it be a let's describe a scene that we all do together and roll some quick dice to make it just a quick little beat. So because that's what it's meant to be is a little rest, not a portion of the adventure itself.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I could see us because that's the things we like to play into. I could see us all of a sudden that turns into a whole expedition to get Karks back, and it's like we're all at zero, bud.
Cool. Thank you. Did everybody get through? I think we got through all of our wishes. So
Did you
let's.
get Uncle?
Did I?
Yep.
Mark
Yeah.
did. Yeah. He's good at beating people up, but he wants to do president stuff and not well. So Adesh, you went last with wishes. You get to go first with stars.
Yeah, this was super fun. It's been a few weeks, and I haven't had any games really in the intervening weeks. It's been kind of good to rest up, but I really enjoyed getting back into it. So that's this was good. Love all the chatter in the chat and before the game, as someone may be able to figure out because of how long or how short the session was recording. Uh, also, all the action in. I like Uncle's actually stepping up and taking charge now that he's been told to. Like, yeah, now you're in charge. Okay, I'm in charge, so I'll take charge. So that was fun. Yeah, and Gopher and Blaster being, I guess, clever about trying to disable the tracks and then things going sideways because that's always fun for all of us. Yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you, Adesh. Cody,
Oh,
you're
I
next.
really enjoyed
Oh,
the scene with Blaster as well,
that
the
was a good
supporting
scene.
scene.
Cody, you're next with stars.
Yeah. So stars for everybody, of course. Rich, I love the evocative questions at the start. It's just it's something I always forget. It's such a quick way to get people in their character headspace. Even though I didn't take your hook at all, I'm sorry for that. But it's really
It's
good to see.
okay.
It's like I just want to do that for every game. It's such a good little trick.
It just
And then
means that
also
your relationship with your older brother is terrible.
older brother, don't have one. I have like 12, and they're in the gang. Um, but
Uh-huh.
I also another big start of the character keeper. It's poetry in motion. All these tabs that can close and open, and talking about the ease of use. It's a lot of well thought out stuff. So I just big started that. And also started this entire session being completely spun up out of one of those starter roles and just running with it. I think that's incredible. And ending in lockup. Honestly, yes, it had to happen sometimes that everybody or half of us are in jail. It's just like it honestly, it's surprising it doesn't happen more. Stephen, I wanted to give you a star for keying off the wish from last time right away in the starter role. That's king shit, doing stars and wishes in my other games, and it feels like 90% of the time the expectations on the GM on how they're gonna, reward that wish or complete it. And so players shooting for them too just makes it so much better for everybody. So yeah, big star for that. Mark, hot damn dude, coming in hot after that call with Mags, just immediately being aggro and like, no, I'm the president now. That was great. It was good shit. Being aggressive like that was, I think, it played really well for this. And there's the first scene with you playing up that you're leading and talking to everyone. Um, right after the players know that Uncle just was talking with Mags about who's going to be the president. You're like, okay, I'll play it off that this is the opposite that's happening. I thought that was chef's kiss. And then setting up the flashback scene was great. So yeah, big stars all around. It was a great session.
Yay. Then Steven finishes off with these stars that are left. Oh, Mark, crap. Sorry, for some reason. Mark is up. I'm bad.
All the stuff that Cody said, super fun all around. Yeah, thanks for just like rolling with the thing that kicked off into the. I love to see the Knights of the Old Republic place. So it's always a really good time. I really enjoyed having the action like in the middle of the crowd and kind of like how we dealt with that instead of just like having it be a fight. It's like, oh no, we have to like pretend we're not fighting almost. And the just like the scope of what was happening in the parking lot as well with like, oh yeah, the rest of the gang is there. And like even though I really like that people went into a big job with no carks and just like seeing how that all shook out, that was really fun. And like tense. Yeah, really enjoyed that. Flashback scene was super sweet. I love the setup with the gun in the hog. That was super good. Um, yeah, just great all around. Good time.
Good stuff. Thank you, Mark. Sorry, I almost skipped you. Steven, please finish us off with any stars that are still out there.
Sure. I like the use of the flashback scene. That was really nice. Um, One thing I was thinking about, maybe this is more of a wish, is thinking about us starting in prison. Do we have someone on the take who helps us get out of prison with the Shoresies? Because I know we have Chitter's brother there. It's just an idea I wanted to put out. Um, and then the other star that I had was how quickly Uncle took over control and said, "Okay, I'm the president now." As soon as Mag said so. In my mind, I guess in my head canon, that means Mags is still in charge, right? She's making the calls, and I want to see some tension there where, you know, Mags is in prison and making the calls, but you're just, you know, the conduit. So very interesting.
That's 100% what I was going for. Like,
Yeah, and it's exactly right. Yeah.
I'm acting president. No, you're the president. No, I'm just acting president. That was awesome. Cool. Very fun game. So glad to be back in the saddle again, playing with you all. You're a delight and you're wonderful human beings. Enjoy the rest of PAX U. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. And we will get back into it next week.